Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlasting. Delighted to have with me this Sunday evening, my man, Mr. Sam Jones. Sam, tired? How are we doing?
I'm a bit drained this week, man. Just got back and just relaxing now, mate. Relaxing. But I had a good week, mate. I had a very good week.
Let's jump straight into it. Obviously, it was billed as one of the biggest heavyweight fights, certainly in the last 18 months. Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua for the unified titles. A lot of split opinions all week. I spoke to so many, interviewed so many people were split. Joshua, size, power, Usyk skills, etc. But we saw yesterday how good and how great Alexander Usyk actually is. Were you surprised in the manner, the way Usyk won so convincingly?
No, because I thought Joshua would eventually get to him, not when the fight was happening. I thought Joshua was just going to be too big for him, but he just let Usyk do what he wanted in there. Like, he didn't impose his size. It was just, we've got to be honest, it was a poor performance from Anthony Joshua. Like we can say, yeah, Usyk was great. He was great and he is great, but he was allowed to be great last night. Do you know what I mean? He was just, I'm not sure what the tactics were. Like, it was just an odd one for me. Like, I was just thinking, rough him up. Like it's easy for everyone to have an opinion. It's like, they're like arseholes, aren't they? Everyone's got an opinion. But I just thought, come on, I gave Joshua 2 rounds, to be honest with you.
Everyone going into the fight, Sam, looked at his last 2 performances at heavyweight. Was it Witherspoon and Derek Chisora? Did they overlook him almost?
No, I don't think that. Anthony Joshua's a professional guy, man. He's not going to overlook him, but I think he must have just thought, if I land, I just got to. It was like he was setting him up, trying to set him up for the right hand all night. But you're not going to just beat Usyk with one clean shot. You're not going to do that. So I don't know. It was just a strange performance from Joshua. Like, it was really strange, but he just comprehensively. It's not like Ruiz where he got knocked out. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, this is like, he got comprehensively beat up, didn't he? Like, it was weird. It was just a weird performance from Joshua. But I don't know. Too many people in the corner as well for me. Too many people in the corner, like giving him instructions, and just like, it was just. And I heard that I've just this second watched it back, and that you can hear them saying like, "Oh, beautiful, beautiful." Like, it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, can he beat him in the rematch? Who knows? Probably. Like, he's got a chance. He's got a chance, but he can't fight how he did. He has to go at him from the first bell, because we've seen last night, you're not going to outbox him, so you have to fight him.
We can have our opinions, obviously, outside of the ring, but do you feel they look back and they're like, they were the wrong tactic, trying to box
they weren't. It's not that. They won't look back at it and think this. It was the wrong tactics. Like, you could see it. I was just watching it and I was shouting. Like I was so like, I wanted him to win, AJ, so bad. It's like, Usyk is great. Like, we all know he's a great boxer. Like, you don't unify the division in how many fights. 12 fights or whatever it was in record time. He's arguably the greatest cruiserweight of all time, and he's come up, but AJ just allowed him to do what he wanted in there. I just found it just a weird performance. Like, it was just so strange. Hopefully, because I know AJ, being the competitor he is, he'll invoke the rematch clause and he'll go straight in it again. But he needs to make some serious changes for the next fight.
Sam, we've done many interviews today, and notably with, obviously, Jamie Moore and Spencer Ferron have said similar.
I've not listened to any interviews today, mate. I've only just concentrate. I've not checked anything yet.
What they said similar things to yourself about the corner. Too many people were talking, and I just want to quote a tweet that George Foreman wrote, and he said, "AJ seems confused. I've been there. Too many in his ear. Make up your mind and be yourself. A puncher."
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're all the names you mentioned there are more qualified than me to give an opinion. So I can't be too far wrong in what I'm saying. I just think that I don't know. I don't know because like he's got a big team, and AJ. I'm not a big fan of big teams, like in general. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But like, I'm not a big fan of massive entourages, and like, it's just too many people telling him what to do. Like, it's just, I don't know. I couldn't give you. I just think that he needs to make some changes because all I heard, as I say, I watched the fight back and I'm hearing like beautiful age. No, it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't beautiful. It was, if everyone's honest, it's just a poor performance from AJ. Like it is. But AJ, I can still see him winning a heavyweight world title again. I'm not sure whether it'll be against Usyk or like whether he kind of doesn't fight Usyk again and lets Usyk fight, I don't know, Tyson Fury. And because I personally think Tyson Fury beats Usyk. I think he beats Usyk. Like he does. And then get the winner of that maybe. But I don't know what he can do in the rematch. It's just head on. You've got to go for him from the first bell. I mean, Derek Chisora, he lost clearly in my opinion, but Derek Chisora did a better job than AJ. It's like, and until Tony Bellew, obviously Tony Bellew got knocked out of it, but Tony Bellew was well in that fight. And I don't know. It was just such a strange performance from AJ. Like you could see, surely everyone could see it wasn't working. So there was no like plan B. There was no like, okay, that's it. Bite down on the gum shield. Let's have it. Do you know what I mean? There was none of that with AJ. I don't know. It was a strange performance.
When Usyk was asked yesterday in an interview, do you expect Joshua to be even tougher in the rematch? And his response was, I'm going to be even tougher. So he's going to learn from this as well and improve as a fighter. If you're Team Joshua now, do you go straight back into the rematch? Because this isn't Ruiz. This is arguably the best boxer pound for pound.
Yeah. It's a hard one to ask me that because Joshua's a tough man. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. That's like, did it with the Ruiz thing. But as you say, it's different to Ruiz. He was just comprehensively peppered all night. Do you know what I mean? Just comprehensively beaten. Part of me would think let Usyk go and fight a Tyson Fury. I would think Tyson Fury would win that fight. Then Tyson Fury can fight AJ, and then it's kind of one of them little stains on your record. That's just I don't know. If I'm honest, I can't give you an answer to that question because part of me thinks that, and then the other thing thinks, nah, make some changes and go after him in a rematch.
Is Usyk going to be a major player now in the heavyweight division? Obviously,
he is a major player. He is a major player in the game. I just think that I'm not playing Usyk's performance down, by the way, because that's just idiotic. If anyone thinks that, I'm not doing that. But I just think he was allowed to be amazing last night because he was just. He wasn't. Usyk was uncomfortable. I think it was round 7. I think that was it. Was it round? I don't know what round it was, but AJ had one good round. And then the next round, Usyk came out and punched his head in the following round. It was a mad fight to watch. But I was just thinking they surely can't do Usyk on the decision here because it's so obvious who won that fight. Like there was no complaints. You know what I mean? There was no complaints from Team Joshua. And listen, Joshua is the ultimate like sportsman. Do you know what I mean? Like he saw him, no complaints. He said, and I liked his interviews, Joshua, and he said, listen, this will make me stronger. I'm going to improve. I want to get back in the gym because that's the type of man he is. I'm a huge fan of Anthony Joshua, and I hope he puts it right because I still want to see him fight Tyson Fury. I still think it's a huge fight. I want to see him fight Joe Joyce down the line. I want all the big fights to happen. I mean, but Usyk's well in that mix. He's a unified heavyweight champion of the world, and what a fighter he is.
Sam, round 12, your fight is about to go into the last 3 minutes of this final round where he clearly needs to just let guns blaze and leave everything in the ring. He didn't do that. It was the opposite. Usyk could have run around. Just weird,
I think he was tired, mate. I think he was tired, but surely the instructions... Listen, I'm not a coach, you know what I mean? I'm not a coach. I'm not a professional boxing coach, but I'm saying surely it's like, okay, chin down, hands up, go for him for 3 minutes, swing out, and then. But ultimately, he didn't do that. But then, crazy, he almost got stopped himself. I think if the fight would have gone on another 30 seconds, I think Usyk may have got him out of there. It was like a huge final round for Usyk. It was a crazy night. But you've just got to, as I say, all the things I say. I know I say, oh, he was allowed to be great, but he was great, and he was just outstanding yesterday, Usyk, and he deserves his moment. And fair play to him. He'll go down in history as an all-time great now. Obviously, if he wasn't already.
Obviously, the titles changed hands last night.
Yeah.
2 weeks' time, we've got Fury Wilder. 3 weeks after that, we've got Dillian Whyte and Wallin. The heavyweight landscape could dramatically change if certain results go a certain way. It's just exciting stuff now. Yeah,
it's really, really exciting stuff. I think Tyson's on it. Tyson's going to go there, and I think he'll beat Wilder again. I think it may be a harder fight than last time, but I think he'll get the job done. Malik Scott, an amazing guy in Malik Scott in his corner. So who knows? Malik will probably try and implement new things, but can you really? I don't know what you can do with a 35-year-old guy that has boxed one way his whole career, and it's hard to change. But Malik will hopefully. But I don't know. I just think Tyson will go through him again. So, and hopefully, I want him to as well. Tyson is my mate, so I want to see him win. Now, again, I want to see Tyson in super fights. So. Really looking forward to that fight.
Sam, I don't know what to ask next. Shall I ask you about yours and Adam's reaction yesterday when the scorecards were being read, or do I talk about your name being mentioned in rap songs now? Like, where is this collaboration going?
No, that song was done. It was done ages ago. It's from a song from Eyes. But yeah, it was blasted around in the Wembley Arena. So I was like, woo! I was like, oh yeah. That was pretty good. But
let's talk a bit about Florian as well. Great got a victory. Obviously, one of the scorecards looked a bit.
Mate, what a load of bollocks that was. My God, 9-1. Like, there's just no. Listen, there's no way. Oi, do you know if you think Prodan won the fight? I think you're mad, yeah. And I didn't see. I think Prodan's manager thought he won the fight. I didn't hear any other. Maybe one other person say it, but unanimously, if you look online, everybody thought Florian won that fight. No problem. But even if you had Prodan winning, no, whatever. It is what it. 9 rounds, bro. There's no possible way, yeah, you can score that fight 9-1 to Prodan. There just isn't. So call it what you want. I'm not going to say because I don't want to get into trouble, but just call it what you want. But that's trash. You know what I mean, it's 9-1. 9-1 Prodan. I mean, don't, because I'll get into trouble. Ask me something else. The right man won the fight.
But Sam, it is nice to see management and teams like yourself and Adam. I know you work very closely with the fighters. You know, you're emotionally attached to the fighters and making sure they're victorious. Because I've seen the memes going around. You know, Adam couldn't even look in the ring because he didn't know which way he was going to go.
Listen, Florian drives me absolutely round the twist. All week, he's driven me absolutely mad. Like, in some of the reasons, like, he's like, bro, I should be higher on the card. And, like, I agree with him, but there's nothing we can really do. Like, bro, there's nothing we can do because the card it is, I mean, you got young Campbell that was put in front. I don't believe Campbell should have been ahead of Florian on the card. I just don't think that. I think... I don't know, but Florian just had like it was a bit of a nightmare week, but he got in there. It wasn't his best performance, but it's a great learning fight for Florian. It's a guy with 19-0 who's strong as an ox, and it was trying to knock Florian's block off the whole time. It's a good fight. It wasn't a great fight, but Florian his jab was unbelievable at times. Florian, I thought his foot movement, his work was really good. He's got lots to learn and lots to work on, but it's only his 10th fight. Do you know what I mean? It's only his 10th fight. It's his 3rd undefeated opponent in a row. He deserves some props, Florian.
What's next for him? I know you've got probably Johnny out on the white card, but what's next for Florian? Another one before the end?
Florian will be out again before the end of the year. We're just sorting it now. It'll be announced literally in a few weeks, maybe in a couple of weeks, but he'll be out again.
Okay, all right, Sam. Thank you for giving me a little bit of time. I know you want to chill, relax, and see obviously your little one as well. You've been away. Appreciate you jumping on. And let's.
What did you think? What did you think to the fights last night? What did you think?
I enjoyed the fight. I think Campbell Hatton got very lucky, and I think everyone
Yeah.
admitted that, including Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Eddie's come out and said that he's told Ricky and Matthew that they should rematch the kid. Not sure about that though.
Don't know about that. I don't know. I like the shout of what Chris Eubank said on Sky. I heard him say, listen, go away, like fight. It's like what I did with John Hedges. Like, I was happy that fight him in Austria, like go like, kind of build. But it's like John Hedges had a really shaky start. He was very fortunate to get a decision on his. But listen, John Hedges' fight was a lot closer than what Campbell's was, in my opinion. I did have Campbell losing that fight, but I really like him. I like Matthew. Like I said, I love Ricky Hatton, but he was very lucky last night, wasn't he, Campbell? But it's not his fault he got the decision. Do you know what I mean? It's not his fault he was on a platform like at 8:30 at night, 70,000 people screaming. Like, it's just, you're opening him a bit to criticism, because I don't think any of Campbell's performances have been that great at the like polished. Do you know what I mean? His second fight, I think it was his second fight, he looked a bit better, but he's still got loads to work on. Like, go and fight him abroad or something. Put him before the bell or something, so he's not so exposed, if you know what I mean, at the beginning. Just build him up nice, let him get his man strength. That's just my opinion on what I would do. But it was an hard night for Campbell yesterday, but he's got away with one. Hopefully he goes in there and he keeps betting it, and hopefully it doesn't damage his confidence too much, you know what I mean, with people, because you know how horrible people can be online, and they give you a boost. It's hard, do you know what I mean? Hard for anyone, let alone a 20-year-old with a surname like Hatton. So hopefully everyone gets behind him, and hopefully he can progress, because it wasn't a great performance from Campbell. But listen, I wish him all the best, and I'll support him in every single one of his fights. He's a 20-year-old kid, like, he doesn't have to box. His dad made a shitload of money. He doesn't need to box, so fair play to him that he wants to give it a crack, and he's on a big platform. So hopefully people can get behind him, and he can get better. He's going to have to improve on that last performance.
Lawrence Okoli obviously continues to impress. I think he's going to be really tested at heavyweight. I think cruiserweight. I think Breedis is a good fighter.
I've always said Lawrence Okoli was going to win a world title. I've seen him when he was sparring Joe years ago in David's gym. He's awkward, and he's just got better. And credit to Shane, he's brought him on massively. So he's going to be a problem in cruiserweight and in heavyweight, Lawrence, because of his awkwardness and the fact that he can seriously punch. I mean, speaking of punching, Callum Smith and that opponent, Castillo, thank God he's okay, because that was like, it was a real sickener to watch. I was in the back when that happened. I watched it on the camera, and they brought him back, and it just brings it, like, it just makes it so real on how dangerous boxing is. Like, so that was the best news of the night, was the fact that he was okay. Do you know what I mean? That he's okay, and he's nice, and he's comfortable. So thank God for that.
Sam, I'll end on this, and obviously it's a sad ending that I have to talk about this. But being in the media, we're kind of a small boxing family. There's not many of us. Everyone knows each other. Sadly, this week, Probees, who works for Pep Talk UK, who was at the press conference on Thursday, was due at the weigh-in and the fight night on Saturday. Sadly, passed away at the age of, I think, 41. Leaves behind two twins who are about 8 years old. Devastating when you hear someone so close to the industry who works so hard and sacrifices so much time just pass overnight. Honestly,
like, I was stood with him at he was one of the first guys to interview me, like, in boxing, when I was a flipping nobody. Like he's the nicest guy, like good energy, just an all around good human being. Like, it made me so sad when I heard that. I had to read it twice when I saw that I couldn't quite believe it, because I was literally stood next to him at the weigh-in, talking to him about the fight. He's so excited. Like, you know, he loves it. He loves what he does. He loved what he did. He really loved what he did. And he was like, his energy was just a good person to be around. And, like, honestly, rest in peace to him. And, like, his poor family having to deal with that. But I think Sky mentioned him, Matchroom mentioned him, and rightfully so, because he was just it takes, do you know what I mean? It's always a good sign when somebody's universally liked in boxing, and that's exactly what it is. No one would ever say a bad word about him. So may he rest in peace.
Absolutely, and our thoughts are with his family at all times. Sam,
Sure.
always a pleasure, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, whatever's left of it, and we will catch up with you very soon.
Nice one, bro. Take
Sam
care.
Jones, IFL TV, thank you very much.